Welcome to Thursday Night Knives. I know, shocking. We'll talk about it in a minute. But coming up, we're going to take a look at our Gentleman Junkie giveaway knife for December. We are going to unbox the new JW Kollab Backwoods FIXedc. That's Melissa Backwoods' collaboration with Ben Belkin and Jack Wolf Knives. And then we're going to talk about what knife do you want for Christmas? I know it's low-hanging fruit. It's a softball question. But I have a feeling we could talk about it all night because, well, there are plenty. And I will tell you something that I am getting for Christmas this year that I won't actually get until about July. And it is something else. So I'm asking you all out there, if I forget to tell you, you got to ask. And then I will tell you. So what knife do you want most for Christmas? And we're going to unbox that JW Kollab Backwoods FIXedc. That's the only new knife I've gotten this week, though I do have a couple of cool prototypes from Dirk to show you, Dirk Pinkerton, and a cool little device he sent me. Marco, how's it going, sir? Evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Good to have you here, Marco. Have a nice day. Great to have you here. A handmade coffin handle clamshell S-guard clip point Bowie knife with an appropriate belt sheath. No doubt. Hey, have a nice day. How do you feel about the belt sheath, these kind of belt sheaths that slip under the belt? Do you like those? I know you walk around with a sheath knife frequently. What do you feel about these? Does it cramp your style or is it just your thing? Ground Fog, nice to have you here, sir. Good to have Ground Fog with us. Sword XXXY, good to have you here, Sword. I boxed up your knife tonight and I like whatever. But don't worry, that fixie is coming to you. Good day, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. I want another Greco Whisper fighting knife. Oh, what was that? I know I'm being greedy as I have several already. What was that? Describe, okay, Sword, you have to describe the Greco Whisper knife. It's like, it's ringing some bells, but they're not very loud at the moment. OG Blade Reviews, good to have you here, Dave. Evening, knife lovers. Well, if I could wish for a Christmas knife, it would be a Terzuola custom folder of any flavor. That is good. It's the one big fish I haven't caught yet. Oh my gosh, that's a great one. In the folding world, that and a Charles Marlowe, I think I'd be fine. If I had those two, I would be fine for the rest of time. Carino 1, good to have you here, Carino. Oh my goodness. That is sweet. Carino, I'll be right back with you, sir. That thing is tasty. Really sweet, nice, obvious fighting knife. Looks like it was maybe a 90s knife to me. It reminds me a little bit of a long, slender Polkowski, if you could imagine that. Carino 1 says, good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Good evening to you, Carino. Had hopes of asking Santa for the tops made Almar Sear operator. I think they're coming back with that. Was displayed, hyped at this year's SHOT Show. I don't think it ever dropped. Well, it dropped once before, and it sold out, and I never got it. And I always kind of I wanted it, didn't get it, and it went away. And due to popular demand, they've brought it back, but they haven't quite brought it back yet. They've just announced it, I guess. And smaller company like that with a lot of knives that they put out and a million different models, it's going to take them a while to get to something brand new because they got to retool everything. James Hart, nice to have you here, James. Evening, fellow nerds of the knife. Oh, speaking of nerds. Wait, do I have, where is it? Oh, here it is. Sorry, it's in its case. I forgot to mention, we're doing a knife giveaway tonight, and it is extra sweet. This is one that I seriously considered keeping for myself, I must admit. This is the beautiful Miki Knife Tanto, or maybe it's Niki. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I'm going to put it under the knife cam. It is so beautiful. Look at this thing. Gorgeous Tanto blade. A really nice contoured G10 handle, really nicely contoured and rounded, but not so rounded that it's going to turn in your hand when you thrust this into whatever is attacking you. It's got a nice liner lock, really excellent action, a front flipper that looks rather traditional, and a wire pocket clip. And then, yes, it comes with a pouch. This is a super sweet one. I highly recommend, that's a D2 blade, highly recommend that you get in on this because this knife is really cool. It's really cool. I regret having to give this away. Not regret, it's bittersweet. Let's say that. It's bittersweet giving this away. I'll leave this out. I'm going to show it off a million more times. So yes, hashtag knife in the comments will get you that knife if you're lucky. Michael Elliott, nice to have you here, sir. When I talk about this knife, just remember this name, Michael Elliott. I'm going to be bringing this up in a minute. Anyway, Michael Elliott says, good evening, fellow junkies, Bob and Jim. Hope you're enjoying a cigar, by the way. I want a custom user balisong with a 5-inch CPM 3V blade, titanium handles, and phosphor bronze washers with overbuilt pins and pivot. That sounds cool. How do you feel about locks, Michael? It sounds like you really know your balisongs. How are you on locks? Do you like the kind that spring out or the kind that don't, or do you prefer no lock at all? I'd be interested to find out. Sorry. An American Father, nice to have you here, American Father. I was just talking about you with my family in the car recently. Happy Thursday night knives, he says. Bob, Jim, and Brother Junkies. Glad to have made it through another week to hang out with all of you here. So glad you're here with us in this empty, echoing room. I'll tell you about that in a sec. I look forward to you weirdos all week long. Put her there. Yes, I agree. Me too. We are my favorite brand of weirdo. An American Father says, I would like a Demko free rein in 3V. I'm easy to please. That is a nice knife. And I think they make it in 3V. So anyone out there listening with an American Father on their shopping list, definitely that's what he wants. Blue handle, tan handle, what do you feel? James Hart says, well, a new axe or a warhammer would be nice. Yes, sir. James, I have a cold steel warhammer. I just removed it with almost everything else in this room. A leak is leading to some serious repairs, and it's all happening in this room, which is, it tears out my heart and soul. But I did remove my warhammer from in here, and it's an old cold steel, so it's got the smooth hammer pull face. And I'm thinking of actually putting grooves in it so it can really like grip into what you hit. I love that thing. However, the head has always been a little bit loose on the haft. So I got to figure something out, probably with screws or something. El Capitan, El Cap Addict. Good to have you here, sir. Very cool. I love your avatar there. The lovely lady just walked in. Hi, Bob, Jim, everyone. What knife? The Mangana Steel Aurelia, which I just had on me.
I have an idea.
What?
Show.
Yeah.
When you move everything back in,
yeah,
showcase all the stuff that you've unearthed, like the warhammer.
Excellent idea.
And you move piece by piece in.
Excellent idea. I love you, baby. Have a good night. Well, the missus just gave me an awesome idea, and I will tell you about that in one quick second. After the Mangana Steel Aurelia, I should be lucky because another small drop is happening very soon. Such a great knife. I've been carrying that one all week. I've been kind of isolated from my knife collection, and that's been one of the ones I've been carrying daily. Mrs. Knife Junkie just suggested when I move back into this room, after I've painted the walls, talk about everything that I've unearthed in this whole process. And I have unearthed a bit. I'm somewhat organized, but you know, it's a small room packed with knives and cabinets and shelves and stuff. And so I found some cool stuff. Angry Tom's Hat Next Door. Good to have you here, sir. He is a member with us. He says, hello, Bob, Jim, and all the junkies. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're doing well too, Angry Tom. Shot on Christmas. Oh, I hope that's not true, man. I'm a spoiled brat. I just purchased the Work Tough Gear Aries ATL XL. That looks amazing to me. Mountain Man and Devil Horn. I don't know the Mountain Man and the Devil Horn. And actually, I'm not even sure if I know which one I know which one the Aries is. That's the big kind of cleavery one. The ATL, though. I've seen so many people, including Dave, who's here with us, talking about how much they love that knife. And it's not one I immediately would have gravitated towards, but man alive, I want it now. Dion Page, nice to have you here. Dion, hope you and your lady are doing well. He says, the knife I want most for Christmas were the 48 I bought for my new knife bro, Adam Hicks. I'm happy to say they arrived yesterday in pristine condition. Thanks again, Adam. Wait, I bought from, I thought you said for a second. I was going to say, you're the Santa Claus. 48 knives, Dion. I can honestly say I have never bought 48 knives at once. I've never even bought 8 knives. Well, no, that's not true. Blade show. So I've never bought 40 knives at once. That's for sure. Paul Mills, how you doing, sir? He says, Bob DeMarco. Nice to have you here, man. An American. Oh, by the way, I found out that Bob DeMarco is a very common name. When I went to Chase Manhattan years ago to open up a bank account, they typed in my name and like a million of me came up. An American Father says, honestly, if I could get anything, it would be an original Bob Riggs Jap stabber. Which one is that? Sounds like it's got a very specific job. But that sounds cool. It's not, well, what it sounds like is a World War II knife. And it sounds like a custom World War II era knife. And to me, that sounds pretty sweet. As does this. Sean Clark, nice to have you here, Sean. He says, good evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. I would love another Randall knife for Christmas. As would I, sir. I wasn't even thinking Randall, but now I am. Seth Lang, nice to have you here, Seth. Cheers, gang, he says. Cheers to you. Should I reveal what my Christmas want is? Or, well, actually, I know I'm getting it. I have to say, due to the generosity of my parents who met the knife maker. Patent pending. Nice to have you here, Patent. I'll call you Pat. He's waving. I'm saying hello, man. How you doing? James Hart says, right now, I'm looking for a new knife. Just trying to sell some of my... I'm not reading right tonight. Right now, I'm not looking for a new knife. Just trying to sell some of my old ones. Well, James, send me an email. I'm not saying I'm buying, but let me know what you're selling. I'm just curious. I might know someone. Benny's dad, nice to have you here. I know Benny, Mr. Benny's dad. I know you go by a different name, and you're a gentleman junkie. And right now, I just can't think of what it is. I should have a list of my junkies right here. I'd be able to identify you from your handle. Anyway, he says, evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Happy Thursday night knives. I put notice out to Mrs. Claus and the family that I'm wishing for a purple rear. Oh, that's perfect. I have one. I wish I brought it out. I have this exact knife to complete my set of purple RSKs. What a great knife, but I don't need to tell you that. You've got a collection. Still want the Fox Ryu, says Shot on Christmas. That is a sweet Tanto that's made. That's an original design, originally, I should say, from Ken Vihikite of Black Rock Knives. And I have one of his custom Monkey Thumpers, the other knife of his design that came out from Fox Knives in like 2022, I think. Great choice. Fred Ferbemeyer, nice to have you here, Fred. He says, hello, Bob. Well, hello, Ferd. I thought it was Fred. I've been reading it wrong the whole time. Vlad, how you doing, Vlad? I feel like I understand you more now, having seen a documentary. I'm waiting on my Cold Steel Serrated Vaquero XL. Very good choice. So good. I'm carrying one right now. Let's see. USPS is slow at the moment. I know. I've noticed that, actually. I highly recommend getting a raw aluminum snaggletooth MF for your serrated Vaquero XL. You will love it. It draws beautifully, catches on your pants seam like a wave, and this is a great knife to have open like that. It's also, if you decide not to get it, the thumb studs are great. Everything works great. You can even shake it open, which I really like. Just do that. Whip it open. But definitely get the Snaggletooth MF if that's your druthers. Byron, how you doing? Splitting slices. Good to have you here, sir. Hi, Bob, Jim, and junkies. Long time gentleman junkie here. All right, I have to have one in my pocket. I took all my daily carry and put it out here. Anyway, hi, Bob, Jim, and junkies. Christmas knife, the December 25th buck of the month, 120 General in Magna Cut. Sounds good. I have not heard of that one yet. I do not troll the Buck website, but I do troll, I should say, Knife News, and he usually has the skinny on the new Bucks coming out. Dago Argentino EDC, good to have you here, Dago. I'm Argentino. I carry like that, inside the belt with a leather or alpaca sheath. All right, this is a great time, Dago. I love this gaucho style. I've never heard that, or cowboy style. I have a knife, a more EDCable Bowie knife. It's going to be about 5.5 to 5. It's going to be about 5.5 to 5 3/4 inches in blade length, with that style sheath and a slender coffin handle, not double edged, but a sharpened swedge, by Nick of Bactal Forging, Nick Bactal of Bactal Forging. Look him up on YouTube. He's been on the show before. He does unreal work, and he lives close to my parents. So I visited him over Thanksgiving, and my dad went with me, and then my mom went later. And my mom is a serious craftsman or craftswoman, and my dad, we all loved his shop, and he's such a great guy. And I got one coming my way. It's going to take a while, but I'm going to be carrying around a nice 5.5 inch coffin handle Bowie. Terminator Joe, nice to have you here, Terminator. Evening, fellow junkies and shinigamis. And shinigamis, there's so many, but I really want the Kukri House Apollo Navaja. Is that the one that looks a lot like, I know there's one on the table. Is that the one that looks, I know they make one that looks a lot like this, opened with the long handle. Let me know if that's the one. That'd be pretty cool. Tioga Pires, good to have you here, sir. Hello, fellow junkies. Hello to you. Hope you're doing well. And I like your horse there. Lone Star Dowboy. I really look at people's avatars. I think they're cool. Everyone's got something pretty neat and creative. Neat. I said neat. Looking for the Recon 1XL, an excellent choice. The 1917 Frontier, also excellent. The Leatherneck Bowie, I do not have that. That's the large clip point Leatherneck, which you can get green if you want the signature edition. I have been good this year. You've been awesome this year as far as we're concerned. We've seen you every Thursday. It's like a weekly check-in, and things have seemed fine to us. So I think you should be getting those knives. Pardon me. Cat Scratch, good to have you here, Cat Scratch. Good evening, junkies. The knife I want the most for Christmas is a Craig Brown Mini FSD-I non-anodized machine type number 2 handles. But, you know, who's getting specific? Craig Brown. Wait. Brown knives, but that's the, FSD. I know what that model is. It has the really cool kind of helical cross hatching in it, I think, and it's got like a sheep's foot blade. Describe it. Let me know if I'm right. Thomas Wheeler, how you doing, Thomas? Evening, knife family. Glad to be here. That's awesome. It's great to have you here, even though I'm staring down the barrel of a Glock at a hollow point. I'm still happy. Dion Page says, I'm in the process of making a new sheath, and I'm definitely going to be using a stud for the frog. Yeah, that's another great reason for a stud, is that you can switch it up to, belt loop carry. My brother made me a frog because my brother does leather stuff seasonally. He's not always doing leather stuff, but he made a frog for my Vaquero sheath, which has the same sort of stud. And the leather frog is about that thick, slides up, locks in, has a nice belt loop. He did a great job. My brother is, I know I always talk about my brother, but he's an amazing guy. And he has done very well for himself. And he is so fastidious. I wish I had some of his qualities, and definitely his fastidiousness is one of them. Angry Tom says, I would be happy with that Nova 2 you're collaborating with on. Okay, so the Nova 2, first of all, you flatter me, sir. But the Nova 2 is no longer in production, but I do believe we only made about all day long 15 of these, maybe, or 17. Kept a couple for the family, and this is the prototype. And I do believe that Matt and I have worked out a situation where people can start ordering this one. We worked out a situation where people can order the Nova 1 with the Bowie, but we will be gearing up to have the Nova 2 at a wider release. He is a one-man band though, so it takes some doing. Patent pending says, don't need any knives myself, but looking forward to going to the knife store with my godson. Oh, that's so cool. And cousin this weekend to get them their first good pocket knife. A couple of things that's very cool about that. A, there's a knife store near you where I live in the pearl clutching area of the country. We do not have knife stores. That would be untoward. But also, I have a godson, and he's so cute. I mean, he hasn't grown up yet, but someday he will. And I'm betting he's going to like knives. He already loves trucks. So he's halfway there. Autumn Wind, nice to have you here, Autumn Wind. Hello, Bob. Hello, all. He says, hello to you, man. Thanks for checking in. Always great to see you. EDC Co 10 or Edco. He says, hello, everyone. Good to have you here. EDC, or I'm going to call you Ed if you don't mind. If you do mind, let me know, and I won't call you that. But I'd love to get a Serge Rook for Christmas. Oh my gosh, Serge Pachenko, right? I met him at Blade Show. Well, I've met him a couple of times. Introduced myself, tried to get him on the show, and he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then, but someday he'll come on the show. He's a giant. And he's also a brilliant designer. His watches are super cool too. Someone was speaking about the Aurelia before. Well, the designer, Mr. Manganas, Sharif Manganas, has one of Serge's watches, and it is so cool. He posts pictures of it all the time. Zachary Schmidt says, Zachary, nice to have you here, sir. Evening, Bob and fellow junkies. What I really wanted for Christmas was my TKL Outrider that UPS delivered to the wrong address. The driver never took the time to verify. Man, Zachary, that is a son of a bitch moment, man. That sucks. Any way to find out where that is, because you need to, well, I'm not going to tell you what you need to do, but hopefully it's in the neighborhood somewhere and you can go get that knife post haste. That is bullshit. Vlad says, I recently installed a cog ring on my Black Talon 2. What a mean slasher of a blade. Yeah, the Black Talon 2 is awesome. Mine is serrated. And the cog ring, I think that's also made by Snaggletooth, isn't it? The Zen Cop, nice to have you here, Cop or Zen. Nice to have you here, Zen Cop. Hi, Bob. This is Mac from Malice Company. I watched the episode where you showed my scorpion lollipops, but I wasn't able to comment. Thanks so much for showing them. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. I would grab them, but I just wrapped that side of the room in plastic. They are super cool. I also have one that you sent for Jock of Jock's Knife, and that's I just boxed up for him to send out to him today. I've been slow on the foreign shipping, but it's great to have you here, Mac. Jay Corskadden, nice to have you here, Jay. Evening, all, he says. Evening to you and the pup. Dion says, yes, indeed, that hashtag knife needs to belong to me. What is he talking about? Oh, he's talking about this. This is the Miki Knife Tanto in D2. I'm going to show this again. Super beautiful, nicely contoured scales in G10, black G10. Beautiful jimping. Really, really nice grind on this. Everything about this knife is super polished. And it also comes with a pocket, a belt pocket if you're interested in that. But man, this knife is sweet. All you got to do is put hashtag knife in the chat, and this could be yours. We're going to do a drawing, I'd say about 35 minutes from now. Super nice action, by the way, and nice back flipper that really, shows itself. Gary Belmain, nice to have you here, Gary. Good evening to all. Santa did some OEM for Chris Reeve at Blade Show, and the elves put together a Menandi for my wife to give. Nice. Well played, Gary. For my wife to give to me. I have been guilty of peeking in the bedroom closet. That is hilarious. That is hilarious on a couple of levels, Gary. One being nicely done with the Menandi order, but also my daughter who just turned 11, I busted her looking in my closet for her gifts. So I guess it's universal. Jason Small, nice to have you here. Jason, a pleasure. He says, Bob, I made it. I want that Gunfighter Customs for Christmas or that new Agent 001. But as we all know, we need the Agent 006. Yes, I said, DKel, make some Christmas magic. Yes, sir. I do believe I know of that of which you speak. I'm going to put this back. Michael Elliott says, for my user ballies, I prefer the gated T-latch. Okay. So that's probably the one that I'm more familiar with. The spring ones I always thought were cool, but gated T-latch, that's like old school. And it just because it's a T-latch doesn't mean it's going to flop around. Pardon me. Desert Trance, good to have you here, Desert Trance. He says, Christmas wish list. Oh, Manaj. Another RMJ Tactical Drake because 2 is 1. Yes, sir, I agree. 2 is 1. I agree on your math, but RMJ, I need an RMJ something. Anything. Tomahawk preferably. I want to go for what they're known for originally. I love their tomahawks. Bobby Rains, nice to have you here, Bobby. Evening, everyone. Thursday Night Knives, he says. Yes, indeed. Thursday Night Knives. If you don't know Bobby Rains, give him a follow on, and it is Bobby _Rains _2, like Roman numeral 2, on Instagram. He does some incredible Bowie knife work, and you can see that stuff, his Bowie knives, on Rolando's channel and on Tomas's channel and someday on my channel, because I'm going to be getting a Rainmaker at some point. That's his signature fighting Bowie, and it's totally sweet. Jay says, I'm thinking I'm going to get a Chavez Redención. How do you say it? I always say it every way, but the correct way. A Chavez Redención Street Tanto in satin. I love it all except the pronunciation. I don't know why I can't. Thomas Wheeler says, I have a Kershaw Moonsault. Got it for like $80 on Botalk. Kind of heavy, but a good flipper. A Moonsault. Okay, so there's a couple of things here I don't know. Moonsault, I don't know about that. Is that an old one? Like, is that from the early 2000s, like when the Cyclone was out and some other great knives that I no longer have, wish I did. And Botalk, what, I don't know what that is at all. But that's not unusual. I'm kind of out of touch. G-Ball Vision, nice to have you here, G-Ball. He says, what's up, my brethren? Bob, how's everyone doing? We're doing great, man. Desert Trance says, on a side note, I've been loving my CRKT Provoke axe. Oh, sweet. One of our generous listeners is going to send me one of those to borrow and check out. I look forward to that. Terminator Joe says, custom katana made with 5160 steel and a custom serrated Espada XL made with XHP steel with their serrate. That would be sweet. Why have they not done that? Why have serrations completely eluded the Espada family? I don't understand. Karen Slavin, nice to have you here, sir. And I'm not being rude to a lady. I know that Karen is actually a sir. Good evening, Thursday Night Junkies. Good to have you here, man. I don't have a specific knife, but a few styles to add to the collection. A large dagger, a nice boot knife, and a push dagger and a Tanto blade. Push daggers are awesome. Hashtag knife, he says. Yeah, push daggers are awesome. Everyone needs a fixed blade Tanto, and everyone needs a folding Tanto. So hashtag knife in the comments. That was my bad. Beautiful, beautiful Tanto to give away tonight, thanks to Dave of OG Blade Reviews. John Schaaf, nice to have you here, John. He says, evening, Bob and all. When the fam asked what I wanted, I swung for the fences. So I'll be getting a Microtech Mini Hera too. How cool. And it was on Cyber Monday. So I get a free Cold Steel SRKC. Holy schmackerels. I should have done that, man. Why did I not do that? Put that there. A free Cold Steel is something to write home about. Northern Knives, good to have you here, sir. Sorry I'm late, Jim, Bob, and Junkies. Adam from Sniper Blade Works is in town, and we got together, got carried away talking junkie stuff. How cool. Happy Thursday Night Knives. Happy Thursday Night Knives to you, sir. And let's talk about that for a sec. So hang on a second, Shane. So Mike of Northern Knives has another company called Three Dog Knife. And we have an awesome and exclusive deal with Three Dog Knife. If you get one of their, you can go to their website. It's got to be the Three Dog Knife website. You can do that by going to TheKnifeJunkie.com/3DogKnife, or you can scan the coupon code. Whatever you do, it takes you to the Three Dog Knife website, which is where you have 25% off any one of these sweet knives. And the other two are packed up. Sorry, because I had to move out of this room for the next 5 or 6 days. And but this one is the Champions Blade, and this is a new production that they're doing. It's a Trevor Berger design. Trevor Berger is an Alaska knife maker who won a recent Forged in Fire, and he has struck up a deal with Mike and the guys at Three Dog Knife to make his to OEM his and hand make his knives. 25% off, code Knife Junkie, all one word, lowercase. This thing is amazing. 52-100 blade steel. This is an outdoor Tanto. You know, it's something that a lot of people don't really think of, but these guys up in Alaska, they're not playing. They're outdoors all the time, going on like, oh, I'm going away for 5 weeks. What are you doing? Hunting elk. Oh, okay. So they're living out there. They're doing that. They're hunting and chopping and making shelters and living the rough life. And yeah, Tantos can do all that. So I just wanted to show this off, this beautiful knife that they're now making for Trevor Berger. I love this. We're going to be giving a black version of this away. I'm not going to dig that out right now. Next month. And I'm very grateful to Mike for that. And this one is mine. I'm keeping this. And that's how it is. But definitely check it out. 25% off at 3dogknife.com. And TheKnifeJunkie.com/3dogknife. Also, hashtag knife in the comments. Okay. Had some wine with dinner. I am dry. Shane Gables, nice to have you here, Shane. He says, my Christmas wish knife, Steingraber Performance Knives, Lamia, but I won't get it. Yeah, those are sweet. Those are kind of in the category of the Aurelia or this, though they're handmade, so I guess they're a different category. But in terms of simplicity, perfect design, absolutely love them. Craig, good to have you here, sir. We have Fishbag with us. Evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Any knife at all is a win at Christmas. That's what I tell my wife every year and tell the girls every year. I'm like, I am so easy to shop for. Unlike any of you here, just give me a knife. Just give me a knife. And if that fails, give me a watch. I don't care what it is. Just either one of those things, I'll be like, sweet. So do that. Bradley Swanee, or Swaney. I'm not sure. Bradley, it's good to have you here, man. Sorry if I butchered your name. I want a Microtech comment. Maybe someday, he says, and laughs. So Bradley, I got a Microtech, thought was a Combat Troodon, secondhand market. This is about 10 years ago at this point, on Blade forums. And I didn't really read the ad correctly. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting an amazing deal. I have to strike while the iron's hot. Order now. I didn't pay attention. It showed up and I was like, oh, it was 3 inches instead of 4 inches in blade length. And I was really bummed. And then I went and looked and I was like, this guy ripped me off. Look, oh, I was wrong. That Troodon I still have, and it's awesome, but it's not a combat Troodon. So I'm with you. Great choice. Zachary says, Bob, feel free to show me your Outrider for moral support. Thankfully, Tim and Suzanne are sending me another one as soon as they, just another reason to love. Oh, man, they are awesome people, awesome knives, awesome business. That's how you make a business strong, with that kind of customer relationship. But sadly, it is actually in my case, which has been moved to another room. So I'm working on limited. Otherwise, I'd just jump up and grab it, but can't tonight. American Father says, I will email you some links about Bob Riggs. He will inspire you. He started making fighting knives for blue collar soldiers in the mid 80s. How cool. I love that. I love that. Send me those links. I'd love to read those. Michael Elliott says, in case I fall asleep, yeah, all right, I'm with you, man. My pocket check, Microtech Scarab 2, Gen 3, double-edged, and Ultratech ZDP, or no, sorry, Ultratech ZBP, double-edged, Gunfighter Customs Gunfighter, Nightcore EDC 29, ESK today was the Terrain 365 Invictus Valley song with Terravantium and Titanium. Sorry, I can't say Terravantium without being dramatic. Man, that's awesome, Carrie. Awesome, Carrie. Shane Gable says, Bob, I've got to spend some time in the shop this week. It's been good. It's been good for my mind. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you got to spend some time. It is. I mean, there's nothing like being creative. And I have a job where I have varying levels of creativity at work. And when it's rolling, it feels great. It is important. But this for me is my realm. Anyway, Dilemma Trauma, who is ordinarily, I just know you by face, which is your avatar. Evening all, he says. Evening to you, man. I hope you're doing well. Anthony Kitchen, nice to have you here, Anthony. The Fox Ryu looks like my RMJ Ume, which is awesome, he says, with stars in his eyes. Yeah, I'm with you. I love a nice Tanto. Kilkenny, good to have you here, Kilkenny. He's got that LT Wright small northern hunter in his avatar. I love that knife. Hello, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Kilkenny, hello to you, another member. Jeffrey Wright Jeepney says, I would ask Santa for the Dirk Pinkerton folding ferrule, you say? Okay, let me show you this. So here's my folding ferrule, and I don't mean to brag, but I have one, and I love it. And he just, Dirk just sent me this wave opener that he wants them to start making at Concept, I think, to put on his knives. But man, it works so well. It kind of really completes this knife, because when you draw it, it's open, and then you just swivel it like that into your hand. Wait, hang on. I wasn't looking at the camera. So it's in your pocket like this. You reach down, you grab it. As you draw it, it waves out with this, and then it just drops right into your hand. It's so cool. And so I kind of believe that all folding picals have to have, like, and karambits have to have some sort of way to wave them open out of your pocket. Otherwise, it's going to take too long to orient it properly. So we're talking about Dirk Pinkerton. I just have to say that Dirk will be giving us a custom handmade knife. Let's see. Did I bring? I thought I brought one of mine from my collection. So I'll show you a prototype here. Excuse me. So when we hit 50,000 subscribers, Dirk Pinkerton will make us a custom handmade knife. This beautiful Congelari from the Middle East is a recent creation of his. It's not finished. He had never done a knife like this. He did this, and then I saw him do it. It has no edge, and the sheath is not finished. I have to send this back to him, unfortunately, but I'm going to be begging him to buy one. It is the ultimate sweet knife. It'll be double-edged. But anyway, he will be making us a custom knife. We haven't decided on a model, but one of his models to give away when we reach 50,000 subscribers, which is so incredibly generous. This was his gift to us. I didn't ask him, but we're at 43, I think, 43,400, something like that. So when are we at 44? I can't remember exactly where we are, but we're not quite there yet. So it's going to take some subscribers. Tell your grandma, who probably doesn't care about knives, just tell her to subscribe anyway. She can just ignore my videos, but we have to get these numbers up so that we can order a custom knife from Dirk Pinkerton and give it away here. And it will not be just for Gentleman Junkies. It will be for the whole Thursday Night Knives crowd. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, this thing is beautiful. Anyway, hang on, let me put this away. All right. Shane says, I started rehab today too. I'm so excited about that. Shane, I hope you're better soon. Shane really, his ankle got jacked up. And I remember this happening to my sister probably about 10 years ago at this point, but it is debilitating when you don't have your ankle. I mean, obviously, but I mean, it's like a clay feet scenario. So I hope you feel much better real soon, but I know that's a matter of time and work. So hopefully this work pans out real soon. Plant Daddy, good to have you here, Plant Daddy. Good evening, mi gente. I want a new Arno Bernard button lock knife. Very nice choice. But I told my wife not to get me anything. So here's hoping Santa hooks me up. Yeah. My wife and I had a similar conversation this very same night because of all of the surprise renovation we're doing. Yay! Not even covered by insurance. So yeah, we were like, don't go too much on me this Christmas. Last year we spoiled each other. That was awesome. So this year we don't have to. Just be here for one another, right? Dion Page says, if I could add one more knife to the horde, it would be any knife. It would have to be a Deadlock or a Loveless W49. Wow. Wait, hang on. A Deadlock. Oh, okay. All right. You're talking about a G&G Hawk, right? Or a Loveless or a W49 or a Randall or all of them. So for me, it would be a Loveless. Pardon me. I'm sorry, guys and gals. W49, I have one and I love it. Randall, I have two and I love them. Deadlock, I'd love to get, but a Loveless. I mean, I am such a fan of the sub-hilt fighter. I would go for that first, but the New York Special is amazing. The shoot knife is amazing. I love Bob Loveless knives. So yeah, great choices there. Ron Meeg, nice to have you here, Ron. He says, my Christmas knife is the, Mystery Kaiser I won December 1st on B's live stream. How cool. That's awesome. So you don't know what it is yet. He's a nice dude. So well done and congratulations. Adrian Fighter 35, good to have you and your better half with us. He says, good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Hope everyone is doing great. Well, we're doing great. Hope you're doing great too, Adrian. After getting my Espada XL in S35 VN, I don't even care what kind of knife I get for Christmas, but a Taipan would be nice. Do you mean a Taipan like this? Yes, the Taipan. What a beautiful, beautiful fixed blade knife. What a gorgeous dagger. I wanted one of these for so long. Finally got it after like 25 or 30 years. Finally bought one. And the first one I got was janky. I bought it off Amazon. I sent it back, and then I got this one from Amazon also. Perfect shape, razor sharp, incredible design with that belly. Oh man, I love the Taipan. So good choice, sir. Cesario, nice to have you here, sir. Cesario made me the coolest, or made the, I meant, so things are all up in the air, Cesario. I've moved out of here, but the sheath is in the other room with everything else, and I was going to show it off tonight. But Cesario made me an incredible sheath for my T-Kel adversary. It fits beautifully. It looks cool, and then he made this incredible sort of, not baldric, but a neck thing for it. And it's awesome. Anyway, Cesario, great to have you here, sir. He says, evening, Bob. Good folks. I'm going to find, let me start this from the beginning. Evening, Bob. Good folks. I'm hoping to find a Lon Humphrey gunfighter under my tree. I love the gunfighter Bowie. And if Dave is still here, he can attest to how sweet it is because he has one. Staten Island Edge, we got Victor with us. Evening, guys. Nice to be here. So I have a winter blade and an Aurora hive mind under the tree. Winter blade co. Okay. Yeah, I need to get one of his knives, or I want to talk to that guy more than anything, actually. And he's not into it. He's not into being too public. But he's a brilliant dude. Anyway, and an Aurora hive mind. I don't know that one, but I love the name. Under the tree. I have 4 Shot and Morgan traditionals, sweet, and a Spyderco Edgerati on the way. If they arrive before the 25th, I hope they do. Wait, what's the Edgerati? Like the glitterati, except edge. I like it. Split and Slices says, does Thursday Night Knives perfect attendance make up for mishaps? I must have a shot with Santa then. Yes, it does. It does. You've always been a supporter of this show and a great commenter. So I think Santa will bring you what you need. Desert Trance says, because of this channel, I just received the Cold Steel 1917 Frontier. And wow, that Bowie is a beast. And I just learned how savage the Cold Steel FGX series are. Those things are awesome. Hey, Desert, let me know. So for my 1917 Frontier Bowie, I had to rub it with alcohol a little bit because mine and my Western Bowie came with too much like finish on the wooden handle, and it almost felt tacky, like it wasn't quite dry, and it didn't quite dry out. So I figured there was too much on there, and the second coat was put on before the first coat was dry or something. So I just kind of rubbed it with some rubbing alcohol and took some of that off and got it to where it was where the cloth was coming back clean, and it's still stained red and everything, but it doesn't have that feeling. And that really changed my love of the 1917. Dion Page says, I carried my Nova 2 every day since I got it. By far my most favorite knife. How cool. Dion, that puts wind in my sails, man. That's I love that. I carried mine. Well, I won't tell you when, but we'll get to that in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. But first, Terminator Joe says, no, the D-Bad Krogal is the fixed blade version of the Espada XL. I already have one. Scab actually made a video, but it's more like a Vaquero blade type fixed blade. Ooh. Okay, so kind of that Yatagan shape, that sort of downward swooping recurve. I love it. An American father says, I stood next to my neighbors and watched their home burn to the ground this week. Oh my God, that's awful. I mean, it's nice that you were standing with them, but holy mackerel, that is a nightmare. He lost all of his guns and knives. Jeez. It truly reminded me that things could always be worse. No kidding. Damn, that's hard. Wow. That's rough. Just to see your house and everything that you've worked for physically inside of it. Hopefully your family's not burning down. That's awful. Sorry to hear that, man. Will Height Works. Nice to have you here, sir. Work Tough Gear Blackout Apocalypto. I don't know which one that is, the Apocalypto, but I need to know. I love Work Tough Gear. I have my V44X on the table. Victor says, I just looked at what I wrote I sound like such a tool. Sorry, didn't mean to flex, but you asked. No, dude. If there's any place in the world that you can say all that stuff without feeling judged, it's right here. Yeah, please. To some, that wasn't much of a flex, but in case, don't. No, sorry on Thursday Night Knives. Well, there could be, but certainly not for bragging about your knives. No, and that wasn't even a brag. It was just informational. I mean, we're all freaking freaks here. I've got thousands of dollars worth of knives on this table. And that's yeah, I hate doing the math. So no apologies. Cat Scratch says, "Hey Bob, the mini FSD is a drop point folder with a titanium handle, discontinued sadly. FSD." All right. So I said it had that helical sort of engraving and that it was a sheep's foot drop point. All right. I'm not sure if I know which knife you're talking about. But FSD, I feel like, and brown, because there are two brown knives. I feel like I think I kind of know what you mean. Sean Clark says, I mean, if money was not a thought, I want a Bagwell Bowie, like 5K to 16K. One can wish. Yeah, no kidding. I told my daughters when they say, I wish, I say, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. I think that's like a really old saying, but it's true. I want a Bagwell too, like a one that he made. But yeah, they're expensive. Have a Knife Day says, I'm getting a new Microtech standard issue MSI Ramlock knife bazooka camo. Oh, that sounds cool. Bazooka. I don't know what that camo is. Bazooka, of course, the anti-tank weapon from World War II, I think. Get a Shrike from RMJ. Yes, that's what I want. That's exactly what the Shrike is what I want. It's kind of like manageable, small, but still full tang. Shot on Christmas says, I picked up the RMJ Shrike not long ago and made a video destroying 3 Lowe's 2-inch patio stone. Oh, 2-inch thick patio stones. And I know what you're talking about. They're 24 by 24 and they weigh like 80 pounds. Yes, I'm familiar. Wow. James says, okay, Bob, I sent you the URL for the video. I put it on my channel. Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir. I will check that out. Anthony Kitchen says, Bob, did you handle the cold steel Natchez Bowie? That looks so good. Not only have I handled it, I have it and love it. And actually, someone in the chat right now is going to make me a sheath for it. And I can't wait for that. But I love the knife. And actually, for the Grivex sheaths that they do, or are they called Grivex? What are they called? Securex sheaths that they do, the Natchez is pretty darn good. I love the Natchez Bowie. But speaking of cold steel and their Bowies, Homie Omi, nice to have you here, sir. A Christmas reef Vicon would work nicely. All right, I'll have it arranged. This is the Trailmaster in 3V. I always talk about my old Trailmaster that I have had for years. Evening, gents, says D. Letterman. Good to have you here, Mr. Letterman. This is a gorgeous 3V current version of it. This thing is so awesome. It's one of the very few knives that I've bought double of because I love it so much. My old one has you know, the studio changes messing with me, says Northern Knives. It's not a change. It's a well, it is a change, but it's a necessary alteration because we got a pipe burst in, so we got to tear everything out in this room. So there's going to be a few weeks of craziness, but yeah, I hear you. Me too, because it's echoey in here, and none of my stuff, not all of my stuff is with me. I like to be surrounded by my stuff. Mr. Happy Stacker 69 Stacker. Happy Stacker. Good to have you here, Mr. Happy. Looking for a gigantic Arabian style Navaja folding knife. Anyone have an idea? Well, let's yeah, I do. Maybe it's time to wait. Zachary Schmidt says, Bob, I also wanted to mention I just received a 3-dog knife from Northern, not using your discount code. It's an amazing life. I think you said knife. I got the Mac model. That thing is awesome. Zachary, if you think that's awesome, I have the Riot and now the Champions blade. They are. So next time you're in a knife buying mode, use that code. All right, let's get to a pocket check.
What's in his pocket? Let's find out. Here's the Knife Junkie with his pocket check of knives.
So in my front right pocket today was the beautiful full dress Cold Steel Espada Large. So the question was a awesome big Navaja. This is a pretty big one at 5.5 inches in blade length, S35 VN, or of course you could go with the 7.5 inch bladed version, which is super extra large. But this one is more of a daily carry for me. I don't carry this daily, but this is one of the few XL cold steels that I will readily drop in my pocket. It's just so smooth that it doesn't tear up the pockets. It's relatively flat, though nicely contoured, has a great grip, super incredibly sharp, long, beautiful clip point blade with that thumb plate that acts as a wave. So you can draw this out in an emergency and just have it open immediately. It has that nice polished aluminum on the bolsters, front and back, and nice polished G10. I love this knife. So this was my EDC today. My right front pocket. Let me put this away. Next up, I knew I would be unboxing a Jack Wolf knife tonight, so I had this Jack Wolf knife on me this morning. This is the original laid back Jacks. So from the original release in 2023 or 2, I'm not sure when this was from, but this was like their third knife out, and this was great. We had a office Christmas party today, and this was used to open up some food packaging. Not by me. It was nice to hand that knife to someone and have them, I mean, there wasn't much oohing and eyeing, but I could sense the appreciation. This is a nicer knife than what most people would hand me. At least that's what I was hoping he was thinking. Anyway, next up, I had the Nova 2 on my belt riding front scout. So Hogtooth Knives and myself have teamed up to do 2 small run collaborations. This was the second one, Nova, named after where I live, because we live in a place here that is not very, accepting of this kind of thing. So I figured I would, look at that, beautiful. Figured I would name it after this place, Ivory G10 with the nice red liners. This is a Kiradashi send up, if you will, and he did an incredible job. Hollow ground, super duper sharp, 154 cm with that that special colorway is sort of a tip of the hat to the Japanese. And then lastly, speaking of Japanese, I had the CRKT Columbia River Knife and Tool HZ6 in my bag for emotional support. And this is the James Williams design. Incredible knife, beautifully produced for CRKT, I believe. I'm not sure if they actually produced this. I'm not sure if it's a Tops production or something. It kind of feels like a Tops, and the sheath kind of looks like a Tops sheath. I know that they CRKT has worked with ProTech and Tops and several other American companies for some of their more special productions. So I think that might be the case here. Anyway, this is what I had on me today. Let me know what you were carrying. I had the Cold Steel Large Espada. I had the laid back Jack from the first run from Jack Wolf Knives. Had the iconic, just kidding, the Nova 2 from Hogtooth Knives, and the CRKT HZ6. And yes, you could use it this way, and yes, it would be devastating. All right, guys, what were you carrying? Let's see. On the Edge 72, Bobby, It's good to have you here on the edge. Hope you are well, my friend. Been too long. Yes, it has indeed. On the edge. Great to have you here with us. I like your new avatar there. Zachary says, using your discount code. Oh, please do. Save that money. Save those ducats. Get that knife. Victor says, hey, Bob, just picked up the Cold Steel Small Frenzy. Not so small. Very impressed. Having fun with this. That's the point. That point. Yeah, no kidding. So I have the large version of that, and I keep saying I'm going to get the small version. I just haven't yet, but yeah, it's wicked. And put that tip down, edge back. Oof, devastating. James Hart says, if I was to look for a knife for Christmas, it would be a reproduction of the World War II. Smatch It. Yes, I love the Smatch It. I have that modern version from APOC Survival. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, to have an original would be incredible. Angry Tom says, we do a Secret Santa at work, and I'm easy because everyone knows I collect knives. That's cool, Angry Tom. And though I always get knives when we do that, the white elephant or whatever, the Secret Santa at work. No one else does, but they, flashlights, knife adjacent things also work. Gaston, nice to have you here, sir. I didn't know you were Gaston Monescu. But this is James. Nice to have you here, sir. Hello, all. In the pocket is my ZT0609. We got our Christ. What? Anyway, man, you've always got awesome taste. The 06609. Which one is that? That must be one of the very new ones. I can't quite place what that one looks like. Is that the automatic? Zachary Schmidt says, Mike, don't worry. I did use the discount code from the Three Dog Knife website. I really like that knife. I bet it's one hell of a hunting knife, but I feel like it also could flex into a tactical. Yes, I would say so. If you're talking about this, and actually all the other ones too, but I love all of the handle on this knife. This handle has a lot of knife and a really, it's got a tall bevel, so a very, very fine behind the edge measurement. It's like very sharp, but super robust. Mike Hauser says, working replica of your Hogtooth's sub-hilt fighter with a different grip just to keep it clean, or TKL Outrider. I like your style, sir. Or the TKL Outrider. Remember, it's better to give than to receive. True. That's true. Well, I'm sure Matt would love to make another one of those sub-hilts. Northern Knife says, everyone hit that thumbs up button. Yes, please do. All right. So Matt Maurer says, what up, Bob? Well, what up with you, sir? Good to have you here. Okay, so someone tell me, Steve, how you doing, man? We have Stephen Michael Roberts says, what's up, all? Fire going, drink in hand, amazing podcast, and Mad Men in the background. Life is good. And I know the scenario. I know exactly where you're sitting, or somewhat exactly. Yep. I will be seeing you this weekend. All right. So shall we do this? What should we do first? Giveaway? Yes, this beautiful giveaway. Or do I unbox? Let's do the giveaway. So this is what we're giving away. #knife. Gets you a chance to win this beautiful Miki Knife Tanto. This is D2 blade steel. Beautiful, beautiful blade. Super incredibly sharp. Nicely contoured G10 handle with, I think they're steel liners. I can't really tell, actually, because I don't have a magnet around. A nice front flipper. And it comes also with a pouch. But this is one of the knives that Dave of OG Blade Reviews sent me to give away to you. And it's one of those ones that I almost intercepted. It's just so nice and clean and classy and sharp and very comfortable in reverse grip, if that's important to you. So #knife is what we're going to do here. And we're going to give this away in about 45 seconds. So, dadgummit, get to typing. Let's do this. And then we will do this unboxing of the new JW Kollab Backwoods Fix EDC. Anthony Kitchen says the concept anomaly is so clean and minimalist design. I love it. Which is the anomaly? I think that's a Pinkerton, isn't it? Matholomew, good to have you here, Matt. He says, happy Thursday night knives, Bob, Jimmy Notes, and Junkies. Dream Christmas knife, a Bobby Rains Rainmaker. Yes, sir. But I was nowhere near a good enough boy this year to land that fish. So I'd be happy with a Kunwu Padre. I'm not sure which one that is, but yeah, I'm with you on the Bobby Rains. We can always dream. Dare we dream? Grayscun, good to have you here, sir. He says, I would really love the Tops Pig Hunter for Christmas this year. So I got that from my wife number of years back. I would say 10 maybe years ago. I got that knife from my wife, maybe less. It was, of course, me sending her a link. I want this real bad. And she got it for me. It's sweet. Jacob Green says, I got the knife. Jacob, nice to have you here, sir. I got the knife I wanted most for Christmas. Bought a Bridgeport Howe MFG, so manufacturing number 121. That was sitting in an antique shop. What is this? Bridgeport Howe manufacturing number 121. It's a carpenter's hatchet. See, all I have to do is keep reading. It's a carpenter's hatchet, crowbar, and hammer welded to a single head. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. I like these kind of tools. Anything axy, I'm into. And hammers. I like hammers. Rysax, good to have you here, Rysax. He says, I got FGX Cat Tanto in Taipan a couple of days ago. Those FGX knives, if you're wondering, FGX, that's like a high tensile plastic that Cold Steel makes knives out of, and they're sweet. And I got my wife the Taipan version of that FGX years ago to keep at the office, just to shiv the suckers if she had to. Jacob Vargas says, good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Jacob, it's great to see you. Jacob, you'll be interested in 1 minute. We're giving this away. 60 seconds. We're giving this away. So Jacob, if you just showed up, #knife, because this one is sweet. And I know you like Japanese stuff. So this is a Miki. James Hart said, FYI, if you're interested in the knives I put up for sale, look for @JamesHart62. Just make sure you pick me at the top of the list. You pick me at the top of the list with my avatar. You got it, man. All right, let's do this, Jim, shall we? Oh, Rody, good to have you here, sir. Rody7420 says, nice, guys. Finally finished Trinity with an Zahn. Nice. After 2 years, I got an American Blade Works slip joint. Those things are sweet. Nicely done on the Trinity completion. All right. Oh, I can't wait till my knives are back on the wall. It's killing me. All right, let's do this in 3, 2, and 1. Let's see who gets this beautiful Miki Knife Tanto. Where it stops, Bobby Rains. Bobby Rains, nicely done, sir. This one is yours. What a beautiful win. Look at all the facets on this knife. This is a beauty. All right. I look forward to sending this to you. Make sure, Bobby, that you send me your address to TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com. TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com. I'll get that over to you. All right. Cool. Well, I'm glad to see that is getting out of here so that I can not wish it were mine. Anthony Kitchen says the concept anomaly is so clean and minimalist. I love it. All right, let me show you these cool prototypes also from Dirk that he sent me to check out. Dirk Pinkerton. You've seen this one many, many a time. This is the standoff. And this is an older prototype. It is a, I think Concept made this. I know Concept made this. It is a titanium frame lock with S35, S90V. This is an S90V blade. So this was a premium prototype. And now here are the prototypes for the current one he's looking to do in G10. And I'm not sure what the blade steel is. Sorry. I don't think it's S90V though. I think it's like an S35. But there's two different liner lock G10 models that he's considering. So this is not a done deal. He's not exactly sure which way he's going to go. But this prototype I own. This is the newest ones, and I think he should go with these personally. I think he'll sell a ton of these. He did some serious improvements on this redesign, just making the fuller much easier to grip and to actually use for flipping. This one, basically, you can't. But this works really well for middle finger flick. Just awesome 3.6-inch Wharncliffe blade. I just am this is one of my favorite folders, period. I love this knife. And to have these in hand is exciting. I'm going to have them for a few weeks, be sending them back to Dirk. They are beautiful, though. It'll be hard to part with them. And then he sent me another prototype from Concept that, so these are under the standoff is under his own brand that he will be selling, but he also sells designs to companies, and he sold his Navaja design to Concept. And this is the knife, and this is a smaller version, sort of the Night Horse that was made by Beyond EDC and sold exclusively by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. So this will be going much larger and wider. And you know what? I haven't even measured the blade. I'm guessing 3.25. Oh, wait. No, it's 3.5. Wow. That's a 3.5-inch blade. This knife, really, because of that curve of the handle, it carries and feels smaller than a 3.5-inch blade. It's pretty damn sweet. And there's a lot of cutting edge on that big curved Spanish clip point blade. So just wanted to show these off. No idea on when any of this is released. These are just prototypes that he sent to me to check out and show. I think the Navaja is imminent. I think the Navaja drop is imminent, but we'll see about that. Desert Trend says, my Cold Steel Frontier did not have the same handle issues. Sorry to hear that, brother. No. It was no big thing. It was, it's windlass cutlery out of India, and it just seemed like they were going heavy with the shellac or whatever that stuff is. So, yeah. But I'm glad you're enjoying your 1917. Cyreric, good to have you here. Oh, wait. Cyreric, I'm going with. Sire, it's great to have you here. Good evening, all, he says. Good evening to you, man. Hope you're doing well. Paul Mills says, bless Predator and bug out again today for me. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Bless Predator. I'm thinking Predator Hunter fixed blade. I'm not sure. Angry Tom's Hat Next Door says, today I have my red and black G10 Finch Devil's Finger and my TheKnifeJunkie Zippo. Excellent. I might, after this show, go out and smoke a cigar. Why not? I've earned it. Why not? James says, a knife for Christmas right at the holiday. Recon 1 will hold its December R1 Invitational online. Oh, okay. Thank you. I know they will have several amazing knives by high-end makers up for lottery. Oh, man. Just in time for Christmas, James, huh? So this Navaja, actually, I have word will be most likely a SHOT Show debut. So SHOT Show for the Concept Navaja. This thing is going to fly off the shelves. It is so sweet. It feels amazing in hand. And of course, that curve puts the point right where you want it. If you have to, push this into something. And I'm not trying to be like all sly about talking about knife fighting. Yes, this would make a great little knife fighting knife at 3.6 inches, but also still really easy to, man, this thing, the carry profile of this is insane. So it would make an excellent utility knife though, too, because of the way you have this secondary kind of point with the angle that you can rock on. And then of course you've got the tip with the curved handle puts the tip right where you need it. I should be looking at the screen, shouldn't I? Beautiful. I can't wait to see all the different color setups. So yeah, SHOT Show. So that's next month. Exciting. Okay. Terminator Joe says, in my pocket got two Espada XLs, all in black and green with my own serrations. Sweet. The Talwar XL, the Recon XL, and the Raja 2. And I also serrated. Wait, which ones? All of them? I know you do those big kind of serrations. It looks sweet. Level on up. Nice to have you here, Level on up. He says, hey, Bob, Jim, and all. Hope only one I want is a Devo Saloon. Which one is the saloon? I helped come up with the name. How cool. Kev gave me a prototype. I actually got a production model in today, but gonna wait and open mine on my birthday on the 13th. That's in 2 days, man. Happy birthday. I hope you have an excellent birthday, and I hope it's the start of an amazing year. Split and Slices says pockets have a Skelton Blade Works Tuya Knife US, Tuya Knife US, Kaladin V2. Very nice. That's a big knife, isn't it? The Rosecraft Blades Nullichucky Jack with stag covers, and Easy Ant 3-in-1 leather EDC pouch with Olight and tack pen. Very nice. That Skelton Tuya collaboration was pretty cool. Dion Page says, Nova 2, 2-inch, excellent choice. 4-inch tie light, Sheepdog XL, code 4, 3 new additions to my EDC. Thanks again, Adam. So Dion just bought 48 knives at once. How cool is that? Bluminati Ninja, good to have you here, Ninja. He says, I'd love a Devo Growler XL. Ooh, XL. I have the Devo Growler, but I have not seen the XL. I love that knife. I haven't carried it in a little while. Patton says, does anyone in the chat recommend the Three Rivers Manufacturing Neutron? I have the bigger brother, the Atom, and that is awesome. I love that knife. Now, it is slender and thin and very sharp and very slicey. If you like those things in a knife, you will absolutely love. I'm sure you'll love the Neuron too. It's just a kind of a smaller version. Sorry, guys, I'm getting really stuffy. Todd Carr says, today Leatherman Surge and accessories, a SOG Power Pint, Swiss Army Knife Fieldmaster, Cold Steel AD10, and American Lawman Steingraber Performance Knives Sasquatch in Rex 121, the Olight i3T, and Arkfeld UV, Rovivon A3, I think that's the pen, and a Forest Hank. Awesome. I like your AD10 American Lawman combo. That's a good one. I had an American Lawman years ago when it was thicker and hollow ground, and I got rid of it. I stripped off the spray paint they used to use as blade coating, and it had a beautiful stone wash blade. And then I got rid of it, sold it for something, who knows what, and now I want another one. Dadgummit. But I had a hollow ground. I should have kept that one. Plant Daddy says, my pocket check today, Stag Rosecraft Nola Chucky, and my constant companion, the RMJ Orlando Special. You keep asking about it. The OS. Thank you. I appreciate it. The OS Orlando Special is a 4.5-inch boot knife. I know the one now. Thank you. You can do that every time. Just copy and paste. I use it as my in the waistband carry. Yeah, that's a good looking knife. Jay Gutierrez, good to have you here, sir. Mine was the Spyderco Stretch XL all day, or I'm saying all day. Mine was the Spyderco Stretch XL today. I love the Stretch XL. I don't have one, but I like the way it looks. I never liked the way the regular Stretch looked, though. Lone Star Dowboy says, going subtle today with the Miguron Valona. Okay, we gave one of those away here thanks to Dave years ago. Well, maybe not years ago, but a year or two ago. Desert Trent says, another great maker is Windy Raven Knives. I agree with you. I love his knives. Been following him a long time. Right up your alley if you haven't checked him out. I have indeed. And it seems like his knives might be hard to get. My bad. It's Windy Raven Knives. What did I say? Oh, Raven Knives works on Insta. And I've one appendix carry as we speak. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I believe he came out with a folder not that long ago, like within the year 2025. I know it was like a pick call folder. Pretty cool. Strings, nice to have you here, Strings. What's up, Bob, Jim, and all you knife junkies? I would be into any knife for Christmas, but hoping for my first Kel. A good choice, Strings. And I know you've got a great lady. Maybe she'll oblige you. That's a pretty sweet one. Jacob Vargas says, the blade I'm wishing for is the Dawson Ignatius Roman Mainz Gladius sword. I always love the Mainz pattern Gladius sword. There are two, and I can't think of what the other one is, but the Mainz pattern has a longer forward stabbing triangle, if you will, and then it's more wasp waisted. I shouldn't say that because it's still straight, but it has a more, I don't know. It's hard to. I like the Mainz pattern. Good choice. Commander Bell. Good to have you here, Commander. He says, good evening. Well, good evening to you, sir. Bluminati says, in the pockets was the Concept Leviathan, Kosami, and Thunderhead. Thunderhead. These are all great names. The Devo Fireball, the Renegade Gom. Oh, yes. Yes. We had him on the show. The Gom was a cool knife. The Ares EDC Crow and Raptor on belt, QSP Hedgehog, and More Maker Trapper. Okay, you are getting laden down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 knives. Right on, Bluminati. I'm glad my girls were in here. You know what they would have said. 6, 7. Miranda Wilmore, good to have you here, Miranda. Speak of the devil. Hey, all. Hey, I think Strings wants a Kel knife for Christmas. Good to have you here. Douglas Wagner. Nice to have you here, Douglas. At work, on phone, can't tag anyone. Well, it's good to have you here, man. I'm glad you're in a place where you can, get a little sanity in the way of knife talk. Always a good thing. Craig says today was a Cold Steel 3V8010, a 5 Max, Recon 1 Spear Point, 20 CV, Hamamoto, Frenzy 3.5, 8020S, Tucson TS502, whatever that is. Tucson knives, man, they have me lost. They're cool, but the numbering convention. The Buck 112, great knife. Opinel number 7, garlic and chestnut knife. Yes, I use this for my garlic. That sounds like, okay, I used to live in Brooklyn many years ago at this point, but very hipster. It sounds like, oh, no, officer. No. This is a garlic and chestnut knife. I like it. Anyway, Michael RVA, good to have you here, Michael. I'm a fan of the channel. Love my cold. Well, thank you, man. Love my cold steels. Hope you had a great Immaculate Conception Monday. Thank you. I did not, and my daughter actually reminded me that I failed in that. even though at church on Sunday, they told us. But I hope yours was great too, sir. Adrian Fighter 35 says, today for work, I had the Cold Steel Raja 2, and for my ESK, the serrated Koban. I love the Koban. Do you remember the Oboyan? It was like the big Koban. For a while, they made that Oboyan, I think it was. One Moon Collective. Nice to have you here, One Moon. Santa needs to throw a yes, a Turner CNC folding gin down the chimney gently. But yes, any Turner CNC. I love everything I've seen by that guy. The gin is my favorite, and then the folding gin, and then that tomahawk, and then the sleeve machete, and then whatever the little Bowie is. Like, that's my order, I think, currently. Wait. I forgot all the LVs. Those are also sweet. Paul Mills says, I just had my American Blade Works slip joint anodized green. Nice. Paul, I had my Monterey Bay Knives Turbo, which is a Peter Carey design, anodized green. I love that color. And then they made the blade black. It just looks so cool. Cesario says, Christmas came early, Bob, carrying my new Riot. Yes. Fat discount. Just got my Work Tough Gear Ranger Bowie with custom scales. I'm glad you like the sheath. Well, thanks again, Cesario, Mr. Atan. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're carrying a Riot. What a cool sheath. It's got a great sheath, right? Excuse me. Good news there. So John says, man, I'm fading fast. Yeah. Good night, all. See you next time. John, thank you so much, man. Have a great night. I'm with you. I know what it's like to fade fast. I come from a family of men who could sleep like this. Like, I really could. I could fall asleep like that. I might do the baby head for a little while and then go to bed, but yeah, I could fall asleep anywhere. Bobby Rain says, all right, looks like I got my Christmas knife. Yeah, yes, indeed. Congratulations, Bobby. Right here. Staten Island Edge says, simple carry today. Left pocket leather slip, my Solingen Germany single blade Stockman, and clipped to my right pocket my Prince Customs Protean. Victor has fine taste. I mean, I have fine taste too, but he's got a fine collection as well. String says, pardon me, guys. String says, today's carry, front left pocket, Leatherman Signal, right front pocket, steel wheel gecko. That's a cool knife, a 1500. I had one here that we gave away. I think Dave gave it to me years ago. It was black blade with gorgeous maroon micarta. Victorinox nail clip, and on the belt, the Lion Steel T5. I love the on the belt portion. Everyone should have that. Jerry C, nice to have you here, Jerry. He says, that back wall looks pretty bare, Bob. I know. As soon as I'm done tonight, this comes down and that chair moves and all the stuff on this side of the room, it's got to go. But it's only temporary. It's not going. It's just moving. It's just a pain in the tuchus. It took me a long time to get this place just right. And now I got to move it all. But when I have new drywall and it's painted nicely, it'll be a whole new set. Not that this is a set, it's a room. But Jacob says, my carry today is the Dynamis Crusader blade. That's Dom Rasso's company, right? And the Lex Rex custom EDC Goblin. Nice. Jacob, deep cuts, man. Nicely done. Split and Slices says, Bob, Jim, Junkies, extra early morning due to winter storm overnight. I'm cutting out. Good night, all. Byron, have an awesome weekend. Be safe. I hope you don't have too much snow. And man, can't wait to talk to you next week. Yeah, next week's happening. Ron says, have a great weekend, Byron. Ron says, I dozed off and my phone turned off. Oh, man. Well, I'll try and spice it up. Hey, guys. Michael says, in my pocket, today is the Cold Steel Espada Large. Hey, great minds think alike. the Red Espada XL, the Voyager Vaquero Large, and the Leatherman Surge. Very nice. Large. Oh, serrated. Large serrated. Okay, gotcha. And the Leatherman Surge. Very, very nice carry, sir. Well, I approve 1,000%. Fishbag Craig says, Bob, that Opinel chestnut knife is a tiny, awesome hawkbill. Oh, okay. All right. LOL, lighter, carry. Haha. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't. I've got the memory of a goldfish, frankly. Just ask everyone around me. String says, did you talk to Tim more about that badass Yatagan? Do I have it out? I was just pawing it before. I need that knife. No, I have not. But when it comes out, I will. I mean, when we're ready to take it on, you better believe I will let you all know. All right, I'm going to open up this knife now. I'm going to use the JW Kollab. What is this called? This is the Collusion, I think. But a beautiful knife. I know that what we're unboxing is a fixed blade knife, so I decided I would use this. This is the second JW Kollab. We're opening up the 4th in the series, I believe. The setup's gonna be something like this. All right, I'm excited. This has been here for 2 days, and oh, go. All right, you guys know Melissa Backwoods, right? Melissa Miller. She's got a huge presence in the knife verse, if you will, knife-averse. I would like to have her on the show and talk with her. She's got a pretty awesome collection, and she was on TV using knives. I think she was on Survivor or one of those shows. Oh, sweet. So this is her new collaboration. Oh, nice. With Ben Belkin. All right, let me hold this up. So this is the Backwoods Fix EDC, a really nice looking clip point. Look at that giant sharpening notch. That's like half the blade. Wow. And then this has some sort of special, let's see, this has camo carbon sunset orange. Look at that. I don't have any carbon fiber that looks quite like that. I have some blue and purple dark stuff kind of like this, but look at that. S90V blade steel, that's hollow ground. You've got this little lanyard here, and then let's see, a very nice sheath. Beautiful stout leather. Kind of, let's see, do it like this, because I'll probably wear this in my front right pocket right next to whatever my EDC knife is. All right, very cool. I'm glad that they put the lanyard on there, because especially when the knife is brand new, it'll take a little bit of doing to get it out. What do you guys think? Do you like it? It looks just like a number 15. I mean, you know, like a sleeve board pattern. This is not a sleeve board pattern, but you can see the bolster look, and yeah, it looks like kind of looks like a little bro or a medium bro jack with a slightly longer blade. I love that clip point. That is gorgeous. Nice little knife. Nice little knife. So Melissa Backwoods and Ben Belkin making magic. Look at that. That's pretty cool. What do you guys think? Let me know. Some people are big fans of Jack Wolf Knives fixed blades, because they're fixed blades that they feel they can carry, because they can carry them much like a pocket knife. But you know, a lot of people aren't willing to put this on their belt, you know. And these things are great, super sharp too. If you like to fidget, try a Rivery Zero. Addictive. I do like to fidget. I do. And not not crazy, but I want to see what that rivery is. Like, I like fidgeting like with these kind of things too. Daniel Miller, nice to have you here, Daniel. Just got here, he says. Well, welcome, sir. Doesn't matter when you get here. It's great to have you. This is the AKC, what the hell is this called? Roma, the Roma blade. My brother just gave this to me. Very cool. Holy choil, Batman. Yeah, no kidding, right? That's a serious, serious choil. Whoops, hang on. I just bumped the camera. That is something else. Daniel says, I have an SE6, hungless, and Schrade 10. Very happy. I don't know what the Schrade 10 is. I do like the hungless a lot. SE knives, too, are just awesome. Have a Knife Day says, Melissa will be at the James Black Bowie Heritage Festival in Washington, Arkansas next year. I will be a sponsor this year myself. How cool. Oh, man, the James Black Bowie Heritage Festival in Arkansas. That sounds awesome. You'll see your fair share of Bowies there. Very nice Jack Wolf blade. Yeah, it's a nice looking knife. It's wee. It is pretty small. I got to say let's see. Let me compare it to the Collusion. Yeah, the considerably smaller. Well, it's considerably smaller in handle. The blade length, it's nominally smaller. Bluminati says that ain't a choil, that's knife cleavage. Well, that's apropos. Desert Trance says, met her at Blade West, and man, she was not inspiring. I even had my gorgeous 5-year-old daughter with me, and she gave her no love, unsubscribed, and apparently not good enough for her time. Huh. Interesting. You know, I don't know her from a hill of beans. What I can say is I do know I have met some people who are uncomfortable with the attention that they seek in a way. Obviously you're seeking the attention if you put yourself in the limelight. I'm seeking attention right here in a way, so, but some people like crave it and yet are uncomfortable with it and don't know how to manage it. And yeah, when you meet a fan who's got a little girl, you give her a little love, Definitely, I have 2 daughters, and that would definitely color my opinion for sure. Fishbag says, Bob, the cold finally hit us here in Connecticut this week. I had to choose between a cold steel or a much needed winter coat. I won't say which one, but I'm going to need a lot of soup. Hey, just layer, man. You got more than one shirt, right? Just put them all on top of one another. At least you know that if a cutting chore comes up, you'll be able to handle it. Gary C says, I'm really digging that Jack Wolf black leather sheath. I love I do love their sheaths. Like this one is nicely worn in, and it's so stout. And when it's used to having the knife in it, it's really, very accommodating. This will take a little time. A couple of days of wearing it, taking it in, taking it out, putting it in, that kind of thing. It'll get nice. Illuminati says 2 seasons of Naked and Afraid. Don't think she's afraid of attention. All right, Naked and Afraid. Okay. So that's where they're dropped off naked in the middle of nowhere and have to so that's not nothing. I mean, I'm sure she knows what she's doing with a knife and survival stuff. That's right. That's not nothing. That's something for sure. That's an intense experience. That would be something, but okay. I'm with you. Naked and Afraid. Oh, that makes sense. All right. That makes sense. All right. But I like the knife, and I would like to have her on because what I appreciate about her is that she's willing to be goofy in her videos. They're not, not always my thing, but I like that she's willing she doesn't take herself that seriously, that she's not willing to be goofy in her videos. I say that to me is a 0.4. But also, that's a little disconcerting when you meet. They say don't meet your heroes; you're bound to be disappointed. So, Alaric, nice to have you here, Alaric Gilbert. Been really wanting the Bussy Hellraiser too, but I'm too broke. All right, don't say too broke. Don't say that. You might be broke, but you're not too broke. Broke is broke. It's like getting an F- or an F+. It doesn't matter once you're in the F range. So you're broke, but you won't be broke forever. You just, believe me, I've been broke more than once. Like stone cold broke, like how am I going to make rent broke? But you get yourself through it, and that's what you do. But once you get yourself through it enough times, then you learn how to how to save. And then you'll get to the point where you can get that Hellraiser. And maybe it's because over the last 5 years, you've bought some knives here and there, and then you sell those knives and you get that Hellraiser or whatever it is. But yeah, you'll get there. So don't say you're too broke, because you're just broke. But broke, we all get broke. You'll get out of that. And make sure you get there. Make sure you get that Hellraiser. You'll be glad you did. And it won't come easy. And that's also a good thing. But it will come. Desert Trance says, on the flip side, met Ed Calderon, and he was smitten by my daughter and said, as I know I need to protect her, that's why I stay frosty, click, click, and always have a nasty Bacall ready to go. Yes, sir. Yes, Desert Trance. It is your number one job, right? Protect and provide, but protect is like number one. Financially challenged. Yes. Yes, indeed. Financially challenged. Yeah, say that. Staten Island Edge says, don't hold your breath, Bob. Guess Melissa Backwoods won't be coming on this show. Yeah. It would be cool to get a little bit more, to broaden the horizons here. It's, 99%, 99.8% of the people I've interviewed on this show, on the Knife Junkie podcast, have been men. And I know it's a very male dominated field, not dominated, but male, males are drawn to this because males like things and women like people in general. There are, of course, there's a range there, but in general, men like things. And so there are more people who are making knives who are males because they like things and they like making things. But it would be cool to have some more women and get that perspective on here. Since Fishbag says, I am my own hero, so I'm always yeah. That's a good one. But something tells me. Daniel Miller says, best knife I own is a Kershaw Christmas gift pack knife from 10 years ago. Daniel, Kershaw makes a fine knife. If you want more, though, Kershaw makes better than just their Christmas pack knives. I've gotten the Christmas packs too, and they're steel. They're usually steel frame locks with assist, at least the ones I've had. But they make progressively nicer and nicer blades, and I think Kershaw is one of the best companies out there. I love Kershaw, and I love Zero Tolerance. They're under the same umbrella. So yeah, if you like Kershaw, there's room to move. There's room to move as a fry cook. What movie is that from? Drop in the comments. I want to see if anyone knows what that is without AI. Come on, don't use that, please, and don't Google it. Just, does anyone know what movie that's from? Just let me know. There's room to move as a fry cook. Level On Up says, you guys see that people are now going to be gambling on their purchases and bills? What? No. What's this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's hell in a handbasket. What are we doing? I'm not going to go there, but we are disgusting me recently. we meaning because I guess I'm part of it too. But Why do we have to be such? Wow. Alaric says, thank you, Bob. And I thank you and appreciate you for pronouncing my name correctly. Definitely financially challenged for now, he says. Well, I'm glad I didn't butcher your name. I do that frequently. And again, worry not. This too shall pass. Northern Knives says financially challenged and laughs. Yeah, it's hard not to be, man, in one way or another. You know, Terminator Joe says, I disagree with the don't meet your heroes sentiment. I say meet them in person to see if they're truly a hero or just an actor. Well, yeah, it depends on who your heroes are. For instance, I tend to, I've met a lot of my knife making heroes and have not felt that way, which is a blessing, serious blessing. But I have heroes who are, you know, like, artists, fine artists, you know, who I'm sure I'd be like, you know, if I met Francis Bacon, well, he's dead, but I don't know how much I'd like him. Caravaggio, not sure how much I'd like him, but I sure love their art. So, Bluminati, work, come early, off to bed, night all. Good night to you, man. I hope you have a great evening. Had me at naked and knives, says Sean Clark. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, don't meet your heroes can sometimes be true, I think. If they're knife makers, they're probably cool. Speaking of which, hey Shane, I may be the only guy in the knife community that is not smitten by Melissa. No, you're not. No, you're not. She seems like a nice girl, nice lady and everything, but I'm not smitten. Northern Knife says, men like things. I know what things men like about. Oh God. Yeah. Uh, I don't even want to get into it, but sometimes it's like, oh, really? You have to start with a butt shot? Yeah, we all know. Desert Trans says, lucky to be a friend with one of my favorite singers, Stev Kilby of the Epic band. Oh, no way. The church. That's funny. Because the church comes on somewhat regularly in this house. And it's not just under the Milky Way. And man, he has spoiled me and gets me early material. How cool. Check them out. Such awesome rock and roll. Yep. Familiar with them. I mean, I was listening to them like in high school. So 89 and then a little bit early in college. So yeah. Bob, I found the movie with your favorite term in it. Term in it sticks in my craw. Which one? Which one? Which one is that? Where's that from? I don't remember where I heard that. Oh, I think I heard that from Primus. I met Bob DeMarco and was not disappointed. Shane, likewise, my man. I prefer the term pre-rich. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's a good way to look at it. Pre-rich. Dilemma says, wait. You just changed your name. I didn't really have heroes, says Dilemma. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, like a lot of us have personal heroes in our personal life, or people we like as heroes in our personal life, and then some people are really into celebrities. I'm not into celebrities unless they make incredible art or do stuff like create spaceships and stuff. Daniel Miller, well, that's not a prerequisite. Daniel Miller says, I said Kershaw gift pack for cheap Walmart knives that I love. This year, $30 for 3 knives. Lovely. That's awesome, man. You know what? Our Walmart, they got everything under lock and key, and it's like no one is ever around to help you out. And they don't even open the knives, and they stick them in these little cups. It's like, you don't want to sell these knives. Jeez, man. DG, nice to have you. I'm going to call you XY. Nice to have you here, man. I am getting another Rex 76 PM2. Love this steel. Great for carving wood. Rex 76. I've never heard of that. I'm always behind the ball a little bit, but I haven't heard of that. But Spyderco, they'll do it, right? Great for carving wood. Jerry C says, I like picking up the Uncle Henry or Schrade gift tins when they come around. real inexpensive, a super gift for kiddos just getting into knives. And they're usually a folder and a fixed blade. Yes, I know exactly. And they'll have like some winter scene on the tin. A random viewer, nice to have you here, random. I like your Lamborghini. I mostly find myself around bally songs more often than folders. But I guess the best knife I've gotten my hands on or tried was an Emmanuel Lebrun Pro Flipper V2. I don't know that, but it sounds cool. Sounds awesome, actually. Uh, it's nice to experience outstanding knives and to give you an idea of what someday you might want to save up for or whatever. Shane says, open range with Robert Duvall. Sticks in my craw. I love Robert Duvall. He's so cool. Was? Yeah, was, I think. So cool. Have a Knife Day says, I try not to meet people with high expectations, except for Bob, of course. Why, thank you, sir. In the veteran community, you learn that you have to take some people with a grain of salt. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some people can be really outstanding at a thing. Doesn't mean they're great people, and you shouldn't expect it. Like, no one takes voting advice from celebrities, same kind of thing. Christopher Simon, nice to have you here, Christopher. Need a fixed blade for camping and hiking. I have a ton of folders, but no fixed blades. Can you tell me your thoughts on best ones to get and which steel I should be looking for? Thanks. Well, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Mora. Mora knives, they're very inexpensive. They're from Sweden. They have the Scandinavian grind, which is great for your woodcraft and stuff. For me, I love the Cold Steel SRK. I think that's a great all-around outdoor knife. I love the Tops Tex Creek. That's also a great knife in that way. And I also like LT Wright knives. He makes knives explicitly for outdoors. So that's like 3 different price ranges right there. So check out Mora, check out Cold Steel, check out LT Wright. And then there's like 50 million other companies that people are yelling at their screen right now that I'm not mentioning. But there's also there's also Three Dog Knife, actually. They make a sweet outdoor blade. This is an outdoor blade. They're up in Anchorage, Alaska. They do a lot of really cool stuff. This is a Trevor Berger design. Heroes, more like people I admire, says Have a Knife Day. Absolutely. If you want to know outdoor knife, go check out, just go to theknifejunkie.com/3dogknife. No obligation, but see if you like any of their outdoor knives. And if you do, if you buy it using Knife Junkie as your code, you get 25% off, which is a lot. Alaric says, dilemma, you got to have some people that you admire or look up to. Their work doesn't necessarily have to be a hero, but someone you want to surpass or meet their greatness someday. Yeah. Or yes, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And I would add to that. Sometimes you just kind of want to meet someone. Like, I've been going through a Tool phase. I love the band Tool, and hadn't listened to them in a while. And now I'm playing my bass again and looking at their bass lines, and they're like, I would love to meet them just because they make such incredible music. But I have, I don't want to be disappointed. Not that I'm in any danger of meeting them, but sometimes you just want to meet people. Like, I want to meet the guy who did that. Not that I have to like him, but I just want to meet that person. Have a Knife Day says, have you been tracking the Spyderco Terzuola collaboration knife? I have not. It sounds awesome. He did one years ago with them, and the Star Child or something had a funny name. He did a couple with them. Desert Trance says, they say your first million is always the toughest. And man, this first mill has been a biatch. Me too. I guess I've been working all my life on it. But I have a healthy RMJ collection, so that may be yeah. No. You're smart. You're playing the long game. You're waiting for RMJ to go out of business so that you can sell those for a massive profit. Just massive. Old Man on the Ridge. Good to have you here, old man. At Walmart, you go look at the knives and get on your phone and place an order for immediate pickup. You'll get it quicker than waiting for someone to help you in the store. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's got to be right. Northern Knives says, I have Open Range on DVD for the kids. DVD is a C on DVD for the kids. A DVD is a CD with a movie on it. That's funny. What's a movie? It's kind of like the internet on a big screen. or what's a magazine? What's a book? It's like a magazine. What's a magazine? It's like the internet on paper. I think that was from The Simpsons or one of those. Moras are great. I heard Open Range is epic, says Desert Trance. Yeah. Level On Up says that gambling on bills is called covered. And basically, you can bet things like double or nothing on purchases. That shit should be illegal. That should be illegal. I'm sorry. I mean, there are so many traps set up for people, like college, and there are so many traps set up for people right now. And to come up with something like that and just out of thin air, like what's another way we can screw people out of their money? There's got to be one way we haven't thought of. I can't believe that. That makes me want to barf. Oh, Trevor Barrett, like the 50 cal. I think I said Trevor Berger at some point. I'm sorry, Trevor Barrett. My mistake. That's the guy who designed this sweet knife, the Champion's blade, that Three Dog Knife is making. Trevor Barrett. Sorry about that. Alaric says, Mora is an ultimate budget warrior knife. Love it. Also can go wrong. Also can't go wrong with the old cold steel SR1 light. I'm a clip point guy myself over Tanto. It's not just the Mora isn't just a great outdoor knife. It is Ed Calderon certified as a great self-defense knife. I know Maynard from Tool, or did back in the day, really a good guy. Yeah. I bet they're all kind of pretty cool. That sounds like a cool back in the day, by the way. A random viewer says, I'm also speccing out a Machine-Wise Opus V2 and looking into getting a Hanson Metals Solo. I don't know that one. And we'll be looking into custom stitched alien steel, dude. Nicely done, man. Jerry C says, I just picked up 6 or 7 Moras. I'm very hesitant to put those two numbers together right now in this household, but I'm going to make a few bug out bags this winter. Oh, nice. And those are all awesome. Those are awesome all around knives for bushcraft or what have you. Very economical. Yeah. And yeah, great to buy those and throw them in a, I would rather spend the $20 on a Mora knife and throw it in a bag than take some old thing that I'm not using and throw it in a bug out bag, just because I'm probably pretty sure I'm not going to use it. Random says, I live in Canada, so acquiring certain things can be quite difficult, but I've done it before. That's a shame. I hope things ease up for you. Cat Scratch says, I also own the Corvus from LDY. Great one. LDY. I'm not sure what that is. Craig says, you know you're a knife junkie when the excitement of a new centerfold is because it's good for paper cut testing. Yeah, right. Centerfold. Most people are like, what's that? Well, maybe not. We have a mature crowd here. We have a good crowd of old lions here. All right, guys. What's a CD? It says it's like a record, but smaller. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Patience while this place evolves around me, or devolves and then revolves. But thanks for joining us. It's always fun. I love Thursday night because I love talking to you guys. Be sure to like, comment, share the show, subscribe. Please subscribe, because at 50,000 subscribers, if you're not subscribed already, we will get a custom Dirk Pinkerton knife to give away right here. So looking forward to that. All right, guys, for Jim working his magic behind the switcher, I'm Bob DeMarco saying until next time, don't take dull for an answer.